The Rock. The former maximum security prison known as Alcatraz still sits on an island in San Francisco Bay. Today, the facility is a tourist attraction, but from 1934 to 1963, it served as a home for some of the most dangerous convicts in America. Men sentenced to serve time in Alcatraz had some good news and some bad news in store for them. The good news? Prisoners didn't have to share a cell with anyone. The bad news? The cells were so small that most inmates could stand in the middle and touch both walls. The good news, prisoners could have visitors. The bad news, they could have only one visitor per month. That visitor had to be approved by the warden, and all talking was through an intercom with no physical contact allowed. The good news, the food was reportedly some of the best in the prison system at the time. The bad news, the only time talking was allowed was during meals and recreation periods. Before this rule was suspended, prisoners went to desperate lengths to try to communicate with one another. A common technique was to empty the water in their toilets and use the sewage pipes as a primitive kind of communication system. Not surprisingly, a number of prisoners tried to escape from Alcatraz over the years, but there is no evidence that any were successful. The most famous, though, were Frank Morris and the Anglin brothers, John and Clarence. They worked for years on their elaborate escape plans, stealing tools, digging a passageway through an air vent, building rubber rafts, making life preservers out of raincoats, and creating lifelike dummies to leave in their cells. On the night of June 11th, 1962, they left the dummies in their beds, escaped through the vents, and climbed onto the roof and down to their rubber rafts. The escape was discovered the next morning, but they were never seen again. What happened to them? No one knows. Though prison officials conducted an extensive search, they were never found. Most authorities believe that all three men almost certainly drowned. Alcatraz was the most expensive system in the country to operate, and the decision was made to close it in 1963. In 1972, the prison became part of Golden Gate National Park.